Hello there. Welcome to today's stream. Just give it a couple of seconds here while I take a look at some of my settings, but we should be ready to go in under a minute. Okay. Here we are. Let's see how this is going to hold up. There we go. Welcome everybody to today's flight where we'll be flying the FlyByWire A380. I have not flown this on my channel. If I'm not mistaken, I have never flown this on the channel yet, which is shocking to say the least. Having a very beautiful aircraft that is also free, by the way, and flies really well. One of the largest and most fascinating jets as well, and yet I've never flown it on the channel. I've had this forever. I've actually flown it for fun a couple of times. Never actually flown it on the channel. So here we are in Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm in 2020 today, and we're taking a look at the FlyByWire A380. It looks good. It looks good. Obviously, some of the resolutions aren't as good as many of you might be used to with 2024 and other aircrafts in 2020, but they're not bad by any means. And for me, this is the exact kind level of detail that I'm looking for. Not really looking for anything higher than this. The livery is really nice. Look at those details. Very cool. That is one massive wing, huh? It's a very well done aircraft in my opinion. I know Anybuilds is making their A380 paid version. They're working on it, but I don't think that's worth it because this free version is actually really good. Let's see how much better it looks when it comes out, because as you know, Anybuilds does do a very good job with the textures. Not that this one has bad textures by any means, you know. It's very good. Look at that. It is very good. Okay, beautiful aircraft. Anyway, if we take a look up here, many of you might recognize this if you're a returning viewer. This is one of my favorite airports in the entire world. That is Seeb International in Oman. And probably one of the best free sceneries available for Microsoft Flight Sim. This is a free scenery that I picked up from flightsim.to, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at the markings on this. Look at how good the ground looks over here. Very few airports look this good. So this is one of my favorite airports, if not my favorite airport actually. Beautiful details all around. Absolutely gorgeous terminal buildings. You got some nice trees there. It's a very good airport. It's a very cool airport. I also have some aerial like photogrammetry and stuff for Seeb International installed, and that's also available for free from flightsim.to. Alright, with that said, this airport is technically supposed to have 2 runways, or it did at one point, and one of them kind of got closed down for commercial operations, and you got some military stuff on this side, if I'm not wrong. But in either case, we're not gonna worry ourselves too much about that. And I just remembered, I've forgotten to inject traffic. So let's inject some traffic in here. I've forgotten to inject some traffic. That's why it looks so plain. I was like, something's missing from this picture. Aircraft's missing from this picture. There we go. We got aircraft showing up now. That is much, much better. And feel like we should have parked somewhere here. Yep, we should have parked in these big parkings right here rather than the ones this side, because those are a little too small for us, but still, that's okay. That is okay, but this airport is beautiful. It is very, very beautiful. Look at it. Lovely stuff. Anyway, that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our cockpit here, and we'll get started, and we'll head on over to Dubai. All right, so it should be nice and easy. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Ibrahim, I think just type in exclamation mark specs. That should get you my specs. Let me just double check that. Exclamation specs into the chat. Just type in exclamation specs into the chat, and that should get you the specs of the PC. But in case it doesn't, let me just take a look at that. Let me just take a look at that. Oh yeah, so just type in exclamation specs, and it should give you my PC specs. All right, so just type that into the chat. That's all you gotta do. All right, great. Okay, fantastic. Sorry about that. All right, let's jump into our flight here. For some reason my there we go. There we go. We're in the cockpit. We're cold and dark. We can go ahead and get this started up and get on out of here. Okay. Oh, someone's operating the jetway. That's that sound, but anyway. Let's go ahead and get ourselves up and ready. First things first, we'll come down to the tablet here. And why is it so high today? Okay. We'll come down to the tablet. Let's try import our SimBrief data right there. Fuel and payload has been imported. Fantastic. That's fine. If we come to our payload here, we can do fast, and we can also do the fuel. I believe GSX is a GSX synchronization. Let's have a look. For this aircraft, I don't see a GSX thing. No. Let's see, third-party options. Oh, there it is. GSX, payload, and fuel synchronization. Okay, so we can ask for boarding to happen, and that should help us here. So anyway, let's come here, come to payload. What do we have here? GSX payload sync enabled. Fuel GSX is also done right there. Very, very good. Okay. So planned today, we've got all of our weights here. That is brilliant. We can actually go ahead and board this aircraft now if we wanted to. But before we do, let's go ahead and energize the aircraft here. So to do that, I'm going to set up our batteries. Now, in fact, let me go overhead here. Oh, good Lord. Okay, I believe all the batteries are on, hopefully. Emergency lights arm there. That needs to go to bright. Yep. External power. I'm gonna turn those on. There you go. Crew ground supply. Ground control there on. We're going to set our IRS there. And then we're going to turn on our nav lights. Okay. And then strobes to automatic, logo to automatic, and our seatbelt signs and all that stuff to on there as well. Okay. Obviously there's a bunch of tests that we could do. I'm not really looking at doing them at the moment, so we can leave them out for the time being. There we go. Got all that set up. There's no real we can't really see the ground power unit, but we know it's available to us, so we're gonna leave it that way. All right, great. Let's go into the tablet here and see if we can get GSX to get ourselves for refueling first. Request refueling, please. Okay. There we go. Let me have a look at how much fuel that we've got for today. We are carrying 23,394. That is 23,400 right there. That is plenty of fuel to get us into Dubai. And I just hope that GSX has actually called the fuel truck. Yes, it's on its way. It's fantastic. There we go. There's our fuel truck. Let's wait for our fuel truck to come in. And let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening. All right. Yeah, go in there so we can take a closer look at what on earth the refueling looks like. There we go. I think that's close enough. Could actually go into drone camera, can't we? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go into drone camera. There we go. And take a look at what is happening here. Oh, look at that. The textures on this thing is really good by GSX. That is pretty cool. Great level of detail there. Okay. Just gonna wait up here for things to begin. Oh. Would you look at that? Okay. Let the refueling take place. Now I have no idea, before I allow the refueling to take place, let me actually go back in for a second. Not instant, please. Put it on fast. And put it on fast. Not instant. Okay. There we go. That's much better. That is much better. Okay, he's plugged the hoses in there. Let's have a look. Is it actually refueling? I don't see it refueling. Oh, I made a mistake. It already has all the fuel in there, doesn't it? So it's not going to refuel. Yeah, nothing's going to happen in the way of refueling because it has all the fuel in there. Yep. Okay. So what I should have done was reduce the fuel down to a lower level first and then press refuel. That would have done it. I don't know if it's too late to do that. Let me try that again. Maybe it isn't. Black threads, just type in exclamation specs. Exclamation specs, and that'll get you the PC specs. Alright. That'll get you the PC specs. Okay, why isn't this working now? There we go. Nope. Refueling is not working. Yeah, that's not good. Exclamation, not question mark. The exclamation mark specs. That should get you the PC specs. Yeah, we're having a little bit of an issue there with our refueling. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go here. I'm gonna go to third party. I'm gonna just turn these off for today. Because clearly I've messed up with them for today, so I'm gonna have to play with them later on. Okay. Okay, so let's just, what is it doing? Defueling? Okay, there we go. We're done with our refueling, and these guys are not gonna go away until I tell GSX to send them away now. So this is one thing, you're gonna have to test this out. If you're doing this in real life, make sure that in the tablet, you've got the fuel set low, and then you press after they've come in. So that's something that you've got to do. But anyway, there you go, refueling 0 kg loaded, and now GSX is gonna be a little bit of a pain now, so we're gonna have to restart everything. There you go. Okay, at least we've got the fuel that we need. Okay, it's done. Let's go to payload. What we're gonna do is I can just board it immediately. There we go. And then I'm gonna go to GSX and request boarding, just for the sake of it. We'll request boarding there. Okay, and boarding should begin, hopefully. Yep, there we go. We got a bunch of stairs there coming up, and that should get our boarding started up, cargo and all that stuff. While that is happening, let's go ahead and see what we can do. All right, great. Okay, let's come down to our FMS. If I go up here, do I have the brightness on this thing? They're all on. Why is it so dim in here? Why is it so dim in here? There we go. We need them brightnesses up. There we go. That's that and that's that. Let's do the same on this side. I have no idea how to control the brightness for this and this. Oh, it should be right here. There we go. Okay, that's much better. That is much better. Okay, let's come down here. Let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Attach. Nope. Okay, that's our basic stuff. Let's go to our flight plan. Let's go to init. Flight number, okay, you know what, let's just request our flight plan first from SimBrief, see what it says. As we've got our SimBrief plan here, in case something is going wrong, we can just check it. Waiting for insertion, insert, there we go. We've got flight number, ignore that. We've got our route for today, 20,000 feet only, minus 25 and all that good stuff. IRS is already aligned, as you can tell. Let's go to our departure today. We can use our briefing panel here to help us with it. Fetch it. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, this is the wrong route. This is not how I wanna fly this. This is not how I wanna fly this. Let me have a look. Hold on. We are going to use a departure for today as well. I don't want to fly without a departure. Okay. Okay. So runway 8 left is what we're using today. Yes. And our departure today is going to be Dapo 2S. That is the one that I'll be using today. Okay. There we go. That makes sense. Let's do that. Let's go to OMDB. let's see what we have in terms of our runway. Runway is 30 left. Obviously, we're going to use the ILS into 30 left today. We're going to use Impe3C. Come on, there it is. Via, we're not using a via today. We're not going via Uldot. So that's fine. We'll insert that. Let's insert that. Let's have a look at our flight plan here. There's a discontinuity between, yeah, right here. It's a little bit of a discontinuity there. That's not a big deal. We'll delete that off. Insert that. Okay. And there you go. That's our flight plan for today. Completed just like that. That is very good. That is excellent. Brilliant. Okay. Flight plan is done. We can come back to init page. We can go to departures. That's already done. Excuse me for that. Nav aids. Nothing to do here. We could set the ILS into Dubai, but we'll do that in just a bit. Or should we just do that right now? Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that right now. Let's set up what... let's set up the ILS into Dubai. So ILS for 30 left into Dubai is what we need. Just collecting that information right now. ILS into 30 left. The identifier for that is IDBW 111.30. IDBW 111.30. Okay, so let's put that in. There we go. That is correct. Excellent. Let's return. Let's go to fuel and load. Okay, zero fuel weight. We can just pick all of that up from our briefing panel here. Payload right here. Zero fuel weight estimated at this. You know what? We can just use a tablet. That has more accurate information. So zero fuel weight at 340.879. That means 340.9. Let's have a look. 340.9. There we go. Zero fuel weight center of gravity here. Let's have a look at that. 35.35 or 35.4. Let's put that in. And then we got a bunch of fuel and all that stuff. Block fuel for today. Let's go to a tablet. What is our block fuel again? Block fuel for today is 23.4. Okay, that's it for today. Very short flight. So yeah, 23.4 tons metric. Return. Takeoff performance now. Okay, so for takeoff performance, I'm going to use the SimBrief performance calculator, which actually I can reach it if I use this, and you guys will be able to see it, right? So we can see it right here as well. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it. SimBrief right here. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it. Okay. So if I come to performance and tools, there we go. Populate from our last flight, which is the one that we're flying on right now. There we go. That is all good. Let's press calculate. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's really cool that we this SimBrief panel really helps a lot. It really does. The only quarrel I have with it is its size. It's a little bit funny, but yeah. Apart from that, it's pretty useful. There we go. Let's put that in. What do we have? What is it asking for? Just directly the stuff. Flex today, assume temperature of 66. There you go. We'll set that in. Anti-ice is off. Packs are on, obviously. And THS is going to be, for our THS, we're going to use, if we come to payload, and if we change this up, 36.14, in other words, 36.1 is what we're going to use. So 36.1 right here. 36.1 and ta-da. There we go. Flap setting 1, V1 at 142. Let's put that in. 144, 148. Enter. All done. All done. Transition altitude for today given at 13,000 feet. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to leave it exactly the way it is. Okay, I'm going to leave everything exactly the way it is. That's fine. Okay, let's go to climb. For climb, do we need to do anything here? Not really. Just going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to leave it the way it is as well. Descend, approach. We're going to put this in as we come into approach. And there we go. Okay, that's pretty much it. That should get us done. That should get us done with our flight plan stuff here. Oh, it got loud really quickly there. Bunch of aircrafts taking off. In either case, we've got our passengers still boarding up. Obviously, there are a lot of passengers on this flight. It is an A380. We have like 300 something passengers. So that's still going on, by the way. And since that is going on, we got to go in and get our APU running as quickly as possible. So let's do that. To get that going, let's go APU. And let's go APU start. I don't think I need to turn on any of the fuels for APU, fuel pumps for APU. I don't think so. So let's get that going, and I'll leave the bleed on here as well. There's external powers. I'm going to leave all 4 of them on for the time being. Okay. Yep, that all looks good. That all looks good. Okay, it's not too bad. It is not too bad at all. Alright, that's fine. That is fine. Okay. There we go. Looking good. Now, runway 08 left in Oman is all the way here. Okay. So we gotta taxi out with our nose to the right. Our nose has to go to the right. Huh. Yeah, nose has to go to the right, and then we'll taxi down this way and we'll take off from there. But look at that. Nice and easy. Very beautiful. Okay, so we're just gonna give it a second here. I'm gonna let the boarding process complete pretty much. And then we can get on out of here. Let's go to GSX. Let's see what GSX is telling us. Almost done with the boarding. Prepare for pushback. We'll prepare for pushback. Yep, we'll do that. We will prepare for pushback. Okay, there we go. Very good. Very, very good. And our cargo loading did not even happen because it was waiting for us to open up our freaking doors. Would you believe that? I don't think the GSX profile for this thing is either it's not installed correctly or yeah, that is not good. That was not good. Is the cargo door opening? Yeah, they're opening. Okay, there we go. So we gotta wait for cargo loading as well now. Would you believe that? Would you believe that? What is it? What does it say right now? Yep, it's still going to do the cargo there. Okay, we're gonna have to wait for cargo loading. It's not too much of an issue. It's been a while since I did all the GSX stuff, so I'm a little bit rusty on it actually. I haven't had a flight where I used GSX in a while. But yeah, cargo loading going on. I need to find a better GSX profile for this aircraft so that that gets done automatically. There we go. Cool. Okay, our passenger bus is driving off, but Yeah, our cargo is gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a while here. It's gonna take a while here to finish. Yes, it is. Let's see. Let's see how long we can wait for this thing. If it takes too long, I'm just gonna cancel it. I'm just gonna cancel it up from the GSX menu and we can get on out of here. We don't have to wait for it. So yeah, let's see how long it takes. Just to get these pellets back up here. Alright, that is a good looking aircraft though. I have to say, that is a good looking aircraft. I'm a huge fan of this fly-by-wire aircraft. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Alright. Yeah, that's gonna take way too long. One of the things I hate about GSX, there's no way to cancel this. Like, you can't cancel a single service once it starts. That is something I really don't like. So yeah, that is something I really don't like. The only option we have now is just to restart. And there we go, that'll get rid of everything. We'll close up all our doors ourselves and then we'll get ourselves ready for taxiing right there. There we go. Everything closing up. There we go. Let's go ahead and request our pushback and departure. Nose to the right today. Yes, that is correct. Nose to the right is what we want. Okay. All right. We go ahead. Once the pushback connects, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on all our pumps and all that stuff. And yeah. Okay. Bleed is on. The packs are running at the moment. Yes, they are. Oh, good. All right. Okay, let's go inside. Let's turn on all of these pumps there. Main. Okay, there we go. Let us go ahead and do that. Oh. Nose to the left? No, nose to the right, right? I have no idea. Okay. Time to start the engines, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go up here. Beacon lights to on. Got an ignition there. We'll start with engine number 4. Engine number 4 starting up. I realized we need to set up our local pressure here. We need to set up FD is already on. Our altitude for today is what? I forgot our cruising altitude. It's right here. What is it? It's 20,000. Okay. So we'll put that on 20,000. Everything else is looking fine. Great. Not gonna use that today. So there we go. Turn this off for the time being as well. Still waiting here for the engines to come to life. Has that happened yet? There we go. Available. Let's flick open engine number 1. Engine number 1 is coming to life. All right. Not looking bad. Head back in there. Okay. There we go, that's done. Let's go towards engine number 3. Yeah, we'll set our TCAS in a bit. Put it on auto, but we've got it on standby for the time being, yeah? Great. Yeah, that's fine. Waiting for engine number 3. Okay. Thank you very much. Last engine here. There we go. We can't even see the signal, can we? No, we can't. Yeah, gotta come up here to see the signal. So, that's something. Either case, that's done. Still waiting on that third engine there. Or rather, second engine, my bad. There we go, available. Let's head up here. Put that taxi light on. It's yeah, we got that on. AP bleed can go off. AP can go off. There we go. All clear there. Clear and clean. Clear and clean. Okay. With that, I think let's set up our final settings there. Auto brake to take off there. Oh, why is this deployed? Let's put that up there. What else? What else do we need? Flaps down to position number 1. What else? Ignition is still on, so we got to turn that off. Put that to normal. TCAS is still on standby, that's fine, and everything else is looking good. Weather radar is inoperable. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our flight controls. Flight controls right there. We can go outside to check, see it, but you know, just for the sake of it, let's just have a look at it here. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not getting maximum deflection per se on my ailerons. I think I am. Yeah, I am. Okay. Rudder. Okay, that's fine. There we go. That looks pretty cool. All the controls are mapped correctly. Just making sure that my nose wheel tiller is actually mapped correctly as well. So we can go ahead and take a look at that as well. Yep, nose wheel tiller is mapped correctly too. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm ready to get on out of here, huh? There we go. Great. That being said, release parking brake. Parking brake released, and we are rolling. Let me head back. There we go. Oh goodness. Why are all these aircrafts coming this way? We'll turn this way, not a problem. We shall turn this way and use this taxi. I think that's a taxiway. Is it a taxiway? I'm not sure. Let's find out. Is that the taxiway I should take to go out? Let's find out. Okay. Yeah, I think it is. I think we'll be alright. Yeah, we'll be alright. Okay. Yeah, we'll find a way. Let's get ourselves out of here. This seems to be the wrong way though. Apparently it's the wrong way, but these aircrafts, yeah, they're going the wrong way. I was going the right way, wasn't I? Oh my god, what's wrong with my nose wheel tiller? Look at this. Okay, never mind. I'll get it back on control. Get it back on control. I'm trying to figure out which way is the right way on the taxiway here. Oh lord. They were going the wrong way. Whatever, man. Whatever. What the... Yeah, I'm gonna turn here. But I highly doubt this is... What? These taxiway markings don't make sense to me. Anyway, whatever. Just gonna jump in here. Pay attention to my taxi. Now that we are actually on the way, pretty much, let me just go ahead and turn on TCAS. Can do that in advance. It doesn't really matter. Then we can come back to our flight plan. There we go. We can come back to... What are we supposed to come back to here? Well, this is not operable. That sucks. That sucks. But yeah, okay. Alright. We'll leave it there. I shall leave it there. Taxiing a little too quickly there. Takeoff configuration test. Do that now, and it's normal. Okay. I'm ready to take off pretty much, apart from the lights. Once we have the lights set, let me put this to nav mode here. Put this to nav mode as well and increase the range on that. There we go. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. QNH 1000. What? Let me try this way. Yeah, that's correct. That is correct, actually. Perfect. This aircraft is also very easy to operate. I remember the first time I ever got into the A380, I was a little bit overwhelmed by it, but it's actually a really simple thing. Such a simple thing to operate. Anyway, Obviously, as you can tell, I'm a little bit rusty on the aircraft. This is my first ever flight on the channel. I have flown this a couple of times. I don't understand why. I just haven't gotten around to it. Probably because the routes that usually require this aircraft are very, very long. The last long route I did in my videos was 11 hour using the 787-9. So I need to use the A380 as well. I have done a 13-hour flight, was it? Or 15-hour flight from Sydney to Doha on this thing as well before. That was just for fun though. So probably I'll make a video out of one of these long flights on the A380. We'll use as much runway as possible today. So we're going to take the last exit. I need to slow down. Coming in too hot. Yeah, let me take my time with this taxi. Okay. There we go. Jump back in there. Let's jump back in here. This aircraft has better ground handling than most other aircrafts in Microsoft Flight Sim 2. It's actually pretty decent. It feels more realistic in a way, unlike the other aircraft, so that's pretty cool. Okay, we'll stop right here. I'll put myself right there. Put that brake down. Okay, let's take a look at our lights. For today, we need to turn on... Oh god, let me have a better look up here. Landing lights on, nose light to take off, strobe lights on, logo lights on automatic. Yeah, I've put them on automatic. Wing lights can remain off. That, you know what, we'll turn it on, why not? Turn that on. I don't know how to access the runway camera though. Flight control here, let me just press that, there we go. Good, good, good. I think that's it. We're ready for takeoff. Okay. Brake release. Rolling. Give it a bit of power there. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. TA only? I thought I put it on TARA. What do you mean TA only? Doesn't make any sense. Let's have a look at our surveillance page there. TARA. Ah, well, whatever. Ah, probably because it's, yeah, not worried about it. Okay. Let's see how this thing handles today. Let us see. Oh, the runway looks good. The runway is looking good. And let's go. Okay, 80 knots. Okay, I'm going to rotate. Positive rate, gear up. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let me jump back into the cockpit here for a second. Looking good. Why does the landing thing come up? Okay, let's have a look. It's cool. It's following the flight director pretty much now. Very easy to hand fly this thing. It almost feels, I mean, I don't know if this is how the real aircraft feels, but flaps up there. It almost feels artificially stable. I don't know. Is the aircraft this easy to fly? I'm not so sure. You can give it off to the autopilot here. Climb automatically being managed now. Transition altitude 13,000. Nav on. 240. Speed working as required. Ground spoilers to disarmed there. Flaps up. Check. 2,700 feet. Check. Looking good. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, goodness me. One other thing is 2020 definitely looks better during the day. Ground textures. 100%. I cannot argue that. I cannot argue. Look at that fog that we're having all around us. Oh, there we go. We've left Seeb International behind, ladies and gentlemen. I think for an aircraft I don't fly, that wasn't too terrible of a takeoff. Yeah, let's head back in there though. 5,000 feet. We're climbing quite slowly, actually. Hoping for a bit of why does the pointer get stuck on this one? It's not even like you can click it. Okay, I'll leave it there. I don't like the fact that the pointer gets stuck on that one. It's kind of annoying. We'll leave it here. There we go. Okay. It's nice and gentle there. Is that the fuel jettison probe there? That's very nicely modeled, isn't it? Let's take a look as we swoop over the water here. That's looking good. Yep. There is a little bit of wobble on the engines as well. When you see the wings flexing, the engines do wobble a little bit as well. So that's modeled there as well. Very, very cool. For a free aircraft, this thing is just outstanding. Fly-by-wire is just pretty good, man. Pretty good. Look at that. Okay. Let me head back into our cockpit here. 10,000 feet crossing just about now. So we gotta turn off a couple of things here. Landing light, nose light can come off. That can go back to automatic. And that can go off if we wanted to. What else? What else? What else? What else? These can all remain on. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Just gotta wait a little bit more for some other stuff here. And then we're good to go. I'm gonna reduce that a little bit. Actually, I don't need to reduce that. Just leave it there. Leave that right there. There we go. And to change the brightness on this. There we go. Okay, almost coming up on 13,000 here. So we gotta take care of that. Gotta take care of that. There we go. QNH to standard. There we go. Okay, both sides are synced there. Let us increase our range here, increase our range there as well. You can put this in arc mode as well, so you can take a better look at, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's much better. We are looking good. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to an end for what we need to do in the cockpit here, to be honest. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Just messing around now. Okay, so everything here is pretty much looking good. Is the oxygen mask modeled? No, it isn't, but the textures are so good. I mean, let's take a look at the textures here. Look at that. For a free aircraft, I mean, this is completely free. That is some good texturing for a free aircraft. Come on, you cannot even deny that. That is some good stuff. I mean, I don't know what AnyBuilds is going to bring that's going to make it worth it to purchase an A380 when you've got something this good already right here. So I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. I don't think AnyBuilds should have started that, because this is good. Almost excellent. Yeah. What a good looking cockpit. Can we control the brightness of the displays up here? I think you can, can't you? No, it says I can't control them. What? Where do I control them? No, it doesn't say anything. Can I control it? No. Can't really control these. Oh, I can. There you go. Oh, these are the floodlights. Oh. How do I control them again? Okay, let me just go down there. Let's see what we can do with this. I don't know how to control this anymore. Come on, go down. Aren't you gonna go down? You're not gonna go down? How do I get rid of this thing? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of this. But the fact that you can control this is incredible. I like that. I like that. But how on earth do we control... How did I get rid of the floodlights here? I don't understand how I did that. Okay. Yeah, I don't understand how I did that. I have no idea how to get rid of those. Oh, okay. These two are strictly for that. Okay, that makes sense. But what about this? How do I get rid of this? Is my question. I have no idea. Okay, that's cool. That is cool. We got a bunch of pedestal, floodlight. We don't need that. Ambient light. Oh, got a bunch of... What floodlight is this again? Let me take a look at that. Take a look at that. Oh, sorry about that. I got confused with my views there. Let's come down here. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Main panel floodlights are right here. Turn them off. There we go. And this, turn it up. Okay, so that is all looking really good. So what do these control? Nothing, like they told us. Okay, that's cool. Let's come up here. Let me have a look at the lights. Oh, they're all controlled automatically there as well. Okay, that's cool. Very nice looking cockpit. You know, compared to some of the modern jets, it might look a little bit outdated because of the smaller MFD and PFD displays, but the rest of it is pretty modern. It's a pretty cool aircraft. I really love this panel as well anyway. Our top of descent isn't that far away, huh? Our top of descent isn't that far away. So it's right there. It's not that far away at all. So that's something for us to keep in mind here. That is gorgeous stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. This aircraft is absolutely massive. Even when you sit in the cabin, you can tell this is a massive aircraft. It is not a tiny thing at all. Oh, that looks so good in 2020. Look at that. Anybody who says 2020 is obsolete, I'm sorry. I disagree. 2020 is still the best. You know, if someone comes up with a vegetation fix and a fix for night lighting, 2020 would be better than 2024. That is my opinion. If you fix the night lighting and the vegetation in 2020, there isn't much else left. Just a few bugs here and there, but even then 2020 is just incredible. And I know people say 2024 is supposed to run better than 2020. That has not been the case for me so far. So yeah. Anyway. Not too terrible. Let's head on inside. There's some advanced effects in FS Realistic. Does FS Realistic have the same effects that XP Realistic has? Let me have a look. Auto brake, airport ambience, cabin gear, cockpit ambience, crash screaming, first person, G-forces, float splash. You're supposed to have whatever splash, right? Okay, I'll turn this on later. Gear, whatever, landing applause, low altitude turbulence. Prop wash, scare ride, sneezing, toilet flush. That's pretty much it. Okay, so it doesn't have the drift that you can have in XP Realistic. There's a certain camera drift that you have in XP Realistic which mimics your head movements as you make turns and stuff. That is not available in FSR. Or am I just extremely outdated? I don't know, it could be that. But I don't think it's there in FS Realistic. Which is a shame. Okay, everything here is looking up to par. Topper descent coming up really quickly. So since it is coming up so quickly, let's go in there and have a look at our final altitude that we need to set. Modus at 1970. Okay, ULDOT at 1970. So 1970, or in other words 2000 feet is supposed to be our final altitude there. Okay, so we'll do that. Not a problem. 2,000 feet is what we're supposed to set up. And we're also supposed to put something here, aren't we? Sorry. Aren't we also supposed to put... Wait, hold on. Let me go there, close that up, go to IRS. Sorry. Aren't we supposed to put something here in approach? Yes, we are. So we need to set up this information here. Matter of fact, I'll have this set up here so that I don't forget. Oh no, not flight plan, performance, approach. And over here I'll load up our flight plan like that. There we go. Okay, so when we come into land, we're gonna have to set up minimum radio. We use 200 feet as radio altimeter, 200 feet for minimums, and then we'll put in the correct data and stuff, and outside air temperature and QNH and all that stuff as we come into land there. Okay, that looks good. Descend. Should we put this in? No, we can't put it in anyway. Okay, that's fine. That's all fine. Okay, fine, that's cool. Landing configuration for today is full. Landing speed at 131 and our approach at 136. That is about 20 knots slower than what an MD-11 would do. So we've got 131 knots for V landing speed, and we got approach at 136. That's fine. That is fine. Okay. Optimal would be at 380 at the moment, but our flight isn't long enough for us to bother doing that. Okay, so for now we're just happily cruising along, ladies and gentlemen, and let's do that. Oh, got a warning. Overspeed. Why on earth would we have overspeed warning? Okay. Oh, my bad. Completely forgot. See, this is why it's so difficult to switch aircrafts. I completely forgot about the fact, since I've been flying the MD-11 for the last couple of days, I completely forgot about the fact that in an Airbus you need to put your throttle down to the climb detent. I remembered it right after takeoff that, oh yeah, I have to put down my throttle to the climb detent, but because there were no issues, I didn't notice that we were not in speed mode, but now we are. There we go. Auto throttle enabled, climb detent, and there we go. It's funny. See? I forget about that. But there we go. Not a terrible overspeed, just a couple of seconds there, but, you know, shouldn't have happened. An oversight on my part, but anyway. Identified the issue quickly enough. And chug along. Cycle through the views. Let's go into cinematics. We haven't had any cinematics today. For that, let me just reduce the range on this, just so I have a good idea of where we are. Oh, less than 40 nautical miles to top of descent. Less than 40 nautical miles to top of descent. We got to do that cinematic really quickly now. What a beautiful scene that is, man. It's crazy that this is a simulator now. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand the backward ground textures in 2024, but 2020 looks amazing. Okay, we've got to set up our altitude here because we're just 20 nautical miles away from top of descent. So let's set it down towards our final altitude of 2,000 feet. Yep, there we go. 20 nautical miles away to top of descent. And this should happen automatically. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Very nice. Look at that split between sea and land there. That is so gorgeous. Okay, coming up on top of descent. Let's see how it goes. Let us see how it goes. Let's take a look at this. Look at that. All right. So we are descending, probably. I have to go into the cockpit and have a look. But this is such a beautiful sight right now. I'm just gonna give it a few seconds there and then we're gonna go into the cockpit. Okay, there we go. And we should have begun our descent, which we haven't for some reason. There we go. I'm going to command that descent. It doesn't begin automatically, apparently. Okay, so you're going to have to command that descent right there. So we just saw the green marker pass us right there. So we haven't missed it by a lot. But yeah, you got to command the descent there. So let's see. Oh yeah, it's Boeing. It's in Boeing where if you leave the altitude low, it automatically begins to descend, and in Airbus you have to command it, right? If I'm not completely mistaken, but yeah. What does it say? Enter destination data. Yes, we will. Okay, first things first. Let's go in here and enter our destination data. Destination data for today. Let's have a look. Wind into Dubai. 120 degrees, 8 knots. 8 knots, let's put that in. We've got... Oh, come on. Alright, I gotta do this. There we go. Outside air temperatures in Dubai is 34 degrees, warm. And we've got QNH at 908 hectopascals. Alright, there we go. Radio 200. And we can activate our approach. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, let's do that. Right, so I'll do that in Where am I supposed to do that? Where am I supposed to do that? I'll do that here. Let's do that. Confirm there. What do you mean enter destination data? Clear that. We're done. We entered everything we need to. I'm not entering this. We got everything else exactly the way how it's supposed to, and it's all good. There we go. There we go. Brilliant. I think we'll leave it there. Yep, we need to switch from standard to local pressure, so let's do that. Let's put local pressure at the moment is 29.56. 908 into Dubai is what we're supposed to be on. For now, we'll just use this. It's fine. Okay. Coming in for landing. Oh, I gotta remember to do sky dolly. My goodness. That is something I forget. Okay, so today's approach is actually pretty wavy, as you can tell. It's going to take us a while to get in there. It is going to take us a while to get in there. So, although we are easily able to see Dubai at this point, I guess. Not yet. The buildings haven't spawned in just yet, but it's pretty much what we're looking at. That is UAE right there. Of course, we crossed into UAE, but that is pretty much Dubai right there. Okay. There's the airport, I assume, and that's probably Sharjah airport. So let's have a look. That's another airport there as well. So let's let's have a look as things come into view here. Yeah, they haven't yet spawned in, but that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Great. So if you're comparing simulators, if this was X-Plane, you'd be able to zoom in and tell exactly where you were. You'd be able to see things happening here. If this was 2024, you wouldn't be able to make out the little that we have already been able to make out. So there you go. That, I believe, is probably Dubai World Central. OMDW, if I'm not mistaken. And that right there is DXB. This right there is Sharjah. Yep, that is Sharjah. That is DXB, and that is the Dubai World Central, if I'm not mistaken. It's Dubai World Central has to be somewhere here. Yeah, it is probably that. Or it's off to this side. Anyway. Still nothing in there apart from the bare markings. I only know this stuff because I fly here so often, and you know, if I don't know where to fly, this is exactly where I go. So I need to buy the Doha pack by Inibills, don't I? Yeah, I do. I need to do that. I need to do that. Anyhow, look at the texturing on this thing. It's so good. I really, really like it. And to think it's free. Yeah, that is absolutely amazing. I don't see how Inibills can trump this. I don't mean in terms of texture work. Yeah, they can improve it on the outside, the exterior texture work, and fix it up here and there, but I don't see how they can trump this. In terms of price point and value for money, I do not see how they can trump this. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. So weather radar working? That's not working. Terrain working? I guess so. But weather radar is not working for sure. Okay, we're descending now. We're kind of not exactly on our vertical profile per se, but we've got 1 nautical mile to DB518. We're supposed to be at 11,000, and we are right there. So just off by a couple of 100 feet, and that's about it. Not even that per se. It's pretty accurate. So we got 9,920 feet to DB517, or 3 nautical miles. We'll be just fine. We'll be just fine. We can obviously deploy the speed brake. Let's arm it first. We could obviously deploy the speed brake if we wanted to, you know? Could do that. We could do that. I think the aircraft pretty much has it under control. Maybe we're coming in a little too high. So let me just open up the speed brakes just a little bit, so we can descend a little quicker. Why is that speed so low? Okay, we need to drop our flaps here. I think we're coming in too slow. We really are coming in too slow. Okay. There we go. That's good enough. Just gonna leave it armed there. Seatbelt signs can come on now, below 10,000 feet. Landing lights on as well, please. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want. I want that on as well. Nose light, after we drop the gear, we can turn it on. Oh yeah, we forgot about auto brake. I was gonna set that before I came into the data. I forgot about this. What is BTV? What is BTV? I don't know what BTV is. But I'm gonna put it on low there for landing. We're gonna put it on low all the way. We've got 4 settings available, and I have no idea what BTV is. Anyway, landing gear lights there, but yeah, good. Good. I don't think the brake pressures are simulated, are they? There's no way. Okay, 9,000 feet, 220, that is good. That's kind of good. They're coming in a bit slow, but I think we need to be this slow to make these turns with this giant aircraft, so that's okay. Our altitude, just trying to make sure we're following the altitude well. 3 nautical miles to reach 7,600, that's 1,000 feet. That's not too bad. Yep, that is not too bad. I think the aircraft is doing a good job. Yeah, it's doing a good job. There we go. The green dot has appeared right there. Now it's below us again, but that's okay. Good. Oh, and look at that. Just like that, we've... What have I just done? Sorry. Just like that, I have just crept up into the metropolitan area here. What is that? That's Dubai Airport spawning in slowly. And as usual, we get lots and lots of traffic as we come into Dubai. That's something. There we go. There's Sharjah Airport. We're flying directly over Sharjah Airport. A lot of the stuff hasn't... Okay, it's spawned in here though. It's pretty good. Oh, there we go. Airport spawned in. City still hasn't spawned in though. That is terrible. I mean, I've got things on 200. It's on ultra graphics at the moment, and it hasn't spawned in. That's kind of weird. But yes, the airport here has. I mean, that's Microsoft Flight Sim for you. Buildings have begun to spawn in, but that's about it. That's about it. Okay, great. Fantastic. Ooh, did we just have a little bit of a stutter there? Yes, we did. I think things were beginning to spawn in, probably. Let's have a look. Yeah, there were probably something of the sort. Probably something of the sort. Are these... We can move them? Oh, yes. That is good. And these are not... Okay, these actually work. That's pretty cool. I like that. Oh, we can't move this shade. Come on. Okay, we can move this shade. Okay. That's about it. There's nothing to cover this completely. Yeah, I know there's traffic. And this is why I put it on... Where is surveillance? I'm gonna put it on TA only. And I want the... And I want... Yeah, this is okay. Okay, pretty cool. There we go, there's the traffic. Passing off to our right side. Pretty cool. All right, we are pretty much right outside Dubai. Dubai has a more linear layout following the coast. There we go. Dubai has the buildings in Dubai have shown up right there behind us. So we're gonna wave our way in towards our airport today, which is right here. Okay, that's where we're gonna land. That is 30 left, somewhere there. That's the one that we're gonna take today. Okay, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Look at that gorgeous scene right there. Very, very nice. Look at that. All right, I'm gonna have to jump into the cockpit at this point. Just to have a quick look here, making sure everything is on par. Yes, it is. Everything is exactly the way it should be. Nothing is out of order. Nothing is out of order. Where's the flight plan? Where's the flight plan? Okay, I'm just gonna press this. There we go. Yeah. Reduce the range on that. Perfect. Okay. In terms of time to land, all we gotta do is put down our flaps. I still haven't done that, have I? We should probably put down our flaps here. We should do that. I did not do that. There we go. I'll put that flap down there. Why is our speed dropping so much? That is crazy. No. This speed is too low. It is too low. Let me put the flaps back up. I hope that increases the speed. Yeah, it does. That speed is way too low. I don't want to be flying that slow. The speed keeps increasing and decreasing and increasing and decreasing all throughout. So I'm not gonna put the flaps down, because if I do, it's gonna drop my speed further. Okay, why are we descending again so steeply? Okay, it's flattened out there. We'll dot at 2000, that's exactly what we want. Yep, we'll be alright. We'll be alright. And I believe that is the last one. Yeah, it is probably the last one. Just go to plan mode for a second. There we go. Just to move down there, and that will take us towards the runway. That will take us straight towards the runway. Okay. Good. Once we make that final turn, I'll be able to turn on Sky Dolly. That'll get us ready. That'll get us ready here. Everything is looking very, very calm today. It's very calm. I do have live weather going on, but it's not live time. Obviously, it's nighttime in Dubai at the moment, but in 2020, night lighting is not good. That is something I have to yield. So I decided to fly during the day, but the weather is live, and it's very, very calm today. You can see the fog rolling around the mountains there. Very nicely modeled. Looks good. Looks like a warm, usual day here. We are awfully close to the ground here. Let me have a look at what's going on. Okay, still 4,000 feet. It's okay. It's alright. Little bit of bumpiness there, huh? But it's very, very minimal. And if it wasn't for FS Realistic, we wouldn't even have that. It would just be plain. So FS Realistic and XP Realistic, highly recommended add-ons for your flight sim experience, whether it's Microsoft Flight Sim or X-Plane 12. Making that turn. Making that turn. Ooh, what a beautiful aircraft. We're making that turn right there. I just remembered I haven't landed this thing in over a month. When's the last time I landed this? I've only landed this twice. And I don't remember when that was. That was a while ago. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. But let's see. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully it's gentle. It should be. It's very easy to fly, so I don't think landing should be a challenge in any way, shape or form. Okay, we're about to make that final turn. And this thing is looking so beautiful. I can't. Yeah, that's a lot of beautiful aircraft right there. Let's jump in there. Oh, that looks so good. Yeah, that is a good looking scene right there. Alrighty. Jumping back in there. 2,500 passed at the moment on our radio altimeter. I think it's time for us to turn on approach mode. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go this to LS. Localizer caught almost immediately. Waiting for glide slope. Actually, we're already a little low. So I'm waiting for glide slope at the moment. Where are we at? Yeah, we still got a bit of ground to cover here. Final checks. Anything left? Flaps. Oh my god, we got a lot of flap work to do here. I want the speed to increase first towards Uldot before I put on my flaps. Yeah, I want the speed to increase first. I don't think it is going to. Because we're crawling along at this point. We can go a little faster than this. That is why I'm not putting on the flap, in case you guys are wondering. But we do need to drop them soon enough. We're a little too low. We're definitely a little too low. There's something off. But look at how gorgeous that is. But we're definitely a little too low. Yeah, we're definitely too low. We shouldn't be this low, man. Yeah, as you can tell, the glide slope is up here at this point. We've come down to 2,000 feet a little too soon. As a matter of fact, we've come down to 2,000 feet way too soon. Yeah, that is way too low, way too soon. Look at that. That's 2,000 feet here. No. But anyway, that's okay. That is okay. We can go up a little bit if we wanted to, but I'm just gonna stay the way how it is. Glide slope is gonna come and meet us anyway, so not really worried about it at the moment, except for my speed being too low. I don't like it. 185 at Setpo, modest down. Okay, fine. I am willing to drop my flaps to position 1. Yeah, that is too slow. Anyway. Flaps down. Halfway. Okay. Let's check that out. Dropping our flaps. Let's drop our flaps again and put our gear down as well. There we go. Dropping gear. Brilliant. Let's go up there. We've got, if we come up here, we've got our nose light. We can put it to taxi. Oh, we can technically put it, you know what, I'll leave it on taxi here. Everything else is looking good. Ladies and gentlemen, we are prepared for landing. And we're coming into land. There we go. Dubai looking beautiful ahead of us. Glide slope still yet to be caught because we are still too low. Descended way too soon there. I don't know why the aircraft decided to do that. Maybe the VNAV is not as good. VNAV might not be implemented as well. But at least we came in under the glide slope rather than over. Okay. Coming into land. Look at that beautiful beast. A beast of a bird. Okay, anyway. I gotta focus. Gotta make sure we don't make any silly last minute mistakes. We're looking good. Okay. I head back into the cockpit. I need to take a screenshot of this, don't I? I do. Let me take a screenshot really quickly there. Taking a screenshot. Done. Go in. Let's see if the glide slope has been caught yet. Doesn't seem like it. Ah, just about. There we go. Glide slope has been caught. And at about 1500 feet, we'll take control, which is pretty much right away. Oh, well, this button doesn't work. So we just gotta... We'll see what we can do. Glide slope. We got a tailwind. Oh my god. Why are we landing with a tailwind? Why are we landing with a tailwind? We got a tailwind. Oh, and I forgot to start sky dolly. Thank goodness I remembered starting sky dolly. Sky dolly has been started, so we have a landing replay. Okay, flaps full, gear down. Everything is set for landing past 1500 feet. My aircraft. How do I silence the alarm? It's a good question. How do I... Wait, I can't disengage it through this, so... There we go. Just gonna do that. Okay, my aircraft, ladies and gentlemen. This is very gentle flying, this thing. Yeah. Yeah, it does feels good. It does feel heavy though. In 2020, the puppy lights don't match the glide slope, so... Traffic. Just shut up about the traffic, mate. Let's find out. Yeah, the glide slope does not match the puppy lights in 2020, so I'm just gonna land this mostly by visual reference rather than anything else. Because sometimes neither works. Come on. There we go. Just gonna go back down though.
400.
Okay.
Hundred above. Minimum
Minimums, proceed.
Fifty, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, reverse thrust is another issue on this. My throttle mapping doesn't work, but anyway. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Dubai, to OMDB. What? There we go. Okay, let's turn off right here. Before I go any further, we're going to stop our aircraft here and take a look at the landing replay. And then we are going to proceed. Okay? So we're going to stop right here. Go. Put that parking brake on there. We're not going to touch any of the flight control surfaces, nothing like that. Let's go ahead and take a look at our landing replay. Let's see how we did there. So, probably first time landing the A380 in a long while. Let's see how that went, right? What? That's okay. I've never seen that in my life. I don't know what that was. Oh, for the love of God, come on, man. Okay, I'm just going to ignore this warning as much as I can. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. No. Okay, I press play and then I press no. There we go. Clean that up for us. Landing replay, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how we did here. Not exactly sure whether it was a good landing or a terrible landing. Can't really tell. Let's find out. Ooh. Okay, that wasn't terrible. The wing shake is exaggerated. I need to work on that on the XP. I mean, FS Realistic, yeah. That wing shake is a little too much. That wing shaking effect is too much, but that landing was perfectly fine. That landing was perfectly fine. Let's have a look at it. Let's have another look at it. Oh, God. Just... So we'll have another look at it in just a second. Let me just set ourselves up with another view here. Oh, gotta dismiss this stupid message first. And then how about this one right here? Let's have a look at this. Play, and then the message is gonna pop up again, probably. No? Okay, that's good. Alrighty, here we go, coming into land. Coming into land, there we go. Oh, we went under. We're under the ground. Yeah, that ruined the landing replay there, didn't it? We'll try from another view. Not a problem. We shall try from this view right here. We'll try from this one. There we go. Let's take a look at the landing replay from this view. Hopefully, let's see. There we go. Coming off to the side there. Yeah, we definitely touched down off to the side. But yeah, we end up in the middle, so I'm not really complaining that much. There we go. Alrighty. Let's have our cabin view replays as well. Let's have our cabin view replays as well. We'll start with this one right here. Let's see how this one went. This was a really fun flight, I gotta say. I enjoy flying the A380 a lot. Way more than I thought. Okay, that was nice. It's really nice. Very cool. Very, very cool. That is cool. Alrighty. Let's try that from the other side of the cabin. Let's try that from the other side of the cabin. Okay, that's far enough. Let's try it. No, sir. Let's go to that side and let's play. Oh, we just had this, didn't we? Let me come to the other side. Give me a second. There we go. Yep, there we go. There we go. Nice little wobbles as well. Look at that engine wobble right there. That's some cool stuff. Yeah, I really like the engine wobble. All this in a free aircraft, huh? Anyway, that was pretty cool. I can think of one more landing replay I want to do, but that's about it. Yes, okay. Apart from there, let's try this one right here. No, and play. Oh, come on. That's our last landing replay for the day. Beautiful.
"50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
All right. Great. We can now park ourselves into any one of these parkings here in Dubai, and yeah, we'll leave it there. So let's go ahead and park ourselves in, and then we can call it a day. So I'm just going to fast forward here. Okay, there we go. Gonna leave it in there. It's my aircraft now. Okay, what does it say? Brake, parking brake on. Yes, it is on. It's on purpose. Let's turn off our lights here. This is set to taxi. That's fine. Strobe lights can come to off there. Logo lights can come to off as well. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. All right. So all of that is off. These can come to automatic right here. Our speed brakes can come down and disarmed right there. Flaps can go straight back up just like that. Let's have a look at that. Flaps going up. Nice. Release parking brake. That will get us rolling right there. There we go. Beautiful. Lovely scenes. And let's find ourselves a parking somewhere around here. We could also park here, which is probably where we should park, but you know, I'm not really gonna bother with parking here. I'm just gonna find myself a parking somewhere here. There's a parking right there, and we'll take it. We'll take that parking, although we should be here, huh? That doesn't matter. Does not matter. Let me just find myself in there. Assuming no one else takes it. So we're just gonna take that right there. Jump in. Anything else we need to do with the cockpit? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything else we need to do. Clear all of that. We can run the APU, so let's go ahead and do that. APU on. And we can park ourselves in here. Will we fit in this one? Well, let's find out. Yeah, that's gonna be a tight one, but let's just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it. Okay, APU running. What else? APU bleed. Where is APU bleed? I'm gonna turn on APU bleed. I'm gonna shut down both our outboard engines here. Okay. Oh, goodness me. I was not paying attention to that. Okay, let's come in here. This is why you have two pilots in the cockpit. So you avoid stuff like that. But anyway. Nice and easy. Let's land that in there. Nice and easy. Okay. There we go. There we go. Let's go outside just so we can park it in a little better. There we go. Come on. Why is it so slippery? The views are so slippery today. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. Parking brake, parking brake. Oh, come on, come on. There we go. Okay, just go inside right there. We can set our parking brakes. Good. All right. APU generator should be available. It should be running right now, right? I hope so. Let me have a look. APU, Gen A, Gen B, all of that is working. Okay, fine. It's gonna cut down all our engines now. Okay. There we go. Welcome to Dubai, ladies and gentlemen. We are in. We are in. Let us, is everything correct? That's done, that is done, all of that is off there, all of that is set, APU is running, external power is not available to us right now. We turn that on, go to GSX there, let's request deboarding, thank you very much, and then we go to ground services there. Pushback attaching, I mean jetway attaching, that's great. Anything else? Ground power unit please. Let's go up there. We'll turn those on for the time being. Okay, let's turn those off right there. Let's turn that off. We don't mess with that. We can turn that off. We can turn that, okay, we can leave that on bright, it doesn't matter. Nav lights are still on, beacon lights can go off, that can go off, that can go off as well. Everything here to off, okay? That also, alrighty. Anything else? Yes, all the pumps can come off there. All of them off there, all of them off there, there we go. All the pumps are off. That's fantastic. Anything else we need to do? Not really. I don't see anything else we need to do. Where are the anti-ice and the heating and stuff? Where's that? Where is the anti-ice? It should be somewhere here. Yeah, there we go. Wing on, wing off. What about the windshield heat? Where's the windshield heat? I have no idea where the windshield heat is on this thing. Huh. I have no idea. I have no idea. Anyway. All of that is done. Ah, there it is. Probe and window heat. There we go. Automatic. Found it. Probe and window heat is a single button there. Very easy. Okay, all of that is done. If we come outside, you can see the jetway connected. I don't... Oh, come on. These guys get a glass jetway right here and I don't? Come on. Some of them are glass jetways, some of them are not. A little bit messed up there, but that's okay. That's okay. So deboarding going on. Cargo waiting for us as usual. So I'm going to go here and open up the cargo door as well. There we go. That's fine. Okay. I'm going to shut down the APU as well. APU bleed off. I'm going to turn everything off. Yeah. Apart from that, there's nothing else. I think if we shut down the batteries here, you just go like 1, 2, 3, 4, and everything will switch off. Oh, we got external power connected, obviously. So if we do this, what? Oh, is APU still running? What's going on? Why are we still powered? Why are we still powered? Is APU still running though? I think it might be. Let me have a look. Electric pump B. Where is APU? Where is APU? Is APU still running? Yeah, APU is still running. Why is it still running? Did I not shut it down? I turned it off. I turned APU off. I guess it's gonna take a while to shut down. I don't know. But yeah, for the time being, apparently APU is generating electricity. Everything else is pretty much off, and it's still lit here, which is funny. Which is very, very funny. How do you turn off the APU? Good lord, does it take this long? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's flight, because I had a good time. Today's flight was actually more enjoyable than I thought. I really enjoyed this A380. Apart from how on earth to shut down the APU, that was a really good flight. That was very, very enjoyable. Very, very cool. I don't have the good Dubai airport installed. I've got a very generic one, but I don't really mind. Anyway, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's flight. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Hope you guys had fun, because I had a blast. I hope to catch you guys in the next one. And I shall leave it here, guys. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the guys who chimed in on chat. Yeah, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to like the video. In fact, please do. And with that, I shall leave it here. Shall leave it here with a nice little view of Dubai, just like that. There we go. There we go. That's a good one. That is a good one, and I shall leave it right here. Okay. See you guys in the next one, and bye-bye. See ya.